Your Frontier opening bell Thursday, the 4th of July, is an Independence Day and a public holiday in the United States. Millions of Americans will be traveling across the country just to mark the independence holiday. But of course, it's all happening just ahead of September's crunching election, which has been hotly contested between the incumbent president, Joe Biden, and the Republican frontliner, former President Donald Trump. But let's just put aside how does that impact oil prices. Moving up yesterday, about US oil, WTI about 83.44 cents a barrel, as we look at the tensions in the Middle East impacting oil prices, as well as US crude inventories also come into play. All that in the news as we get today started. But let's get on to see Africa's finishing line across the markets yesterday. The Nigerian market up by 0.25%, the strongest since we started the week. 131 billion naira added to the total market cap. Fidelity Bank is already on the market doing a capital raising via right issue to existing shareholders. The shares went up 1.5% yesterday. The shares of Access Bank traded between 19.70 and 19.50 to close the market at 19.50 per share. Access Bank, the Pan-African lender, is also in the market, raising about 350 billion naira through a right issue to existing shareholders, 17.773. This announcement came in on Tuesday. So we're looking at the banking sector up 1.7% yesterday. The insurance added 2.7 to the top line. And so you see the very solid Wednesday trading for the Nigerian market. The BRVM fell back by 0.29%. The EGX 0.63% better. That's holding the EGX 30 at 28,160. In Kenya, the Nairobi market fell by 0.23%. That's 0.25%. We're holding the tail quote of 109.00 reading on the all-share index, while South Africa market rebound very strongly, 1.68%, 80,772. That's the all-share index. In Zimbabwe, the ZSE also went up 3.94%, a strong finishing line in Zimbabwe. Botswana market added just about 5 basis points. Just leave that out of the way. Let's take it out and look at the big news happening from the Eastern African corridor. Tanzania is getting 2 new electricity speed rails supplied by from South Korea. That is raising the level of a rail line transformation project under President Samia Suluhu Hassan's administration. In Kenya, the expansion of the global tea reach with new trade centers is being done. Kenya is East Africa's big name when it comes to tea exports and the auctions that take place regularly. And the Tanzanian stock market, the DSE, the Dar es Salaam stock market turnover rose 42%, pushed up by the tobacco company, the TCC, whose turnover for the week ended June the 28th, as the end of last month, by 56.8%, taking a chunk of the market in terms of total turnover. Very strong line there in Tanzania. Meantime, Rwanda's savings rate is now about 12%. That was last year, by the way. Look backward-looking data for full year 2023. And finally, in East Africa, Ethiopia and Djibouti says they will boost. This is expected to boost the East African community once those 2 countries are admitted, and that will take it a whole lot bigger. And East Africa is looking to overtake West African ECOWAS as the biggest trade and economic bloc on the African continent. Take it further with me with West African headlines, with Nigeria setting up an operating model and framework for the ambitious $1 trillion economy, which was promised by the year 2030. That was at the inauguration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu just a year ago. The framework was initiated yesterday. The committee or the team that will work on it gets set to business. In the meantime, an announcement was made yesterday between Pana Infrastructure, which is a Nigerian conglomerate, and Siemens, the German energy technology giant, to help Nigeria upgrade its flagging power systems. In the meantime, Access Corp announced that the new Pan-African strategy operations will be announced in September. Still in West Africa, Jupiter Project is debuting its first Tier 1 lithium project mining in Kaduna State, northern Nigeria, while Sierra Leone has gotten $20 million from the ADF, that's the African Development Fund, to support projects linked to youth and women in the West African economy. And finally, Ghana's plastic manufacturers says they're going on a protest on July the 10th. That will be next week to protest the new 5% excise tax on domestically produced plastics in the West African economy. Those are your headlines. You have been briefed. Let's move to Southern Africa. Of course, the new cabinet under President Cyril Ramaphosa is grabbing everyone's attention. The retention of the finance minister, Ngodongwara, which is also been commended on by the SARB chief. And that's also, Lesejo Kenyago is also grabbing investors' attention. So you saw the market up roughly 1.75% on a Thursday. In the meantime, in Zimbabwe, mining companies have told the finance minister, Ntuli Dube, to cut taxes, ease FX rules, as well as cut the tariffs on power to support the sector as well as the economy. And the Tanzania, the president, Samia Suluhu Hassan, is stopping Zanzibar's top taxman, Mwenda, to become the new tax chief for Tanzania, the mainland, the United Republic of Tanzania. Congratulations to him when he takes office. In the meantime, Mozambique, Tanzania and Guinea-Bissau and West Africa are going to form a new association, and that will be for cashew producers in Africa. They're flagging that off. We've seen other countries such as Nigeria joining that at a later date. And in South Africa, the Financial Conduct Authority has licensed 138 crypto service providers. And that's bringing roughly everyone on board. All those whose applications fail to meet the current deadline and requirements will have to line up once again. South Africa is aligning itself with the rest of the world when it comes to crypto trading. The Financial Conduct Authority is the one in charge of that right now. Meantime, Namibia reporting deficit widening in the first quarter, 11.4 billion Namibian dollars. And in Southern Africa, to wrap it up, GSA-listed Bidvest says it's spinning off its banking and financial migration business, and that's expected to be completed by the end of the year. Take it up to North Africa. Let's grab a number of headlines just to flag off your Thursday trading day. The Board of Governors of AATB held their fourth meeting in Tunis, that's the political capital of Tunisia, a few days ago. That's on the back of the Arab Africa Trade Forum. Egypt is looking to name Ahmed Koshosho as a new Minister of Finance. He will be replacing Mohamed Maait. We expect that announcement to take place anytime soon. And the Credit Guarantee Company of Egypt has appointed Khalid Gamal as a new managing director. In Morocco, the country's trade deficit narrows 14% so far this year because of exports on the rise in the economy north of the continent, and as well in the energy, ESO. And ONIM said they have signed an agreement for onshore exploration contract in Morocco. And finally, Mauritania is getting about $17 million from the EFDB to help female market gardeners and agricultural value chain in the Western Sahara economy. And those are your headlines this Thursday. Do have a great day, everyone. It's your Frontier Opening Bell. I am boosting over. You can watch the show again on our platform at frontierafricareports.com. Go to our YouTube and follow us on our social media platforms. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.